Welcome to another episode of Treasure Corals. In the previous two videos, we've gone through a complete makeover of this aquarium. It used to be a lagoon style tank, and now you can see it's a lot more of a mixed reef. And I've shown you my design process, my thought process, shown you a few trials, and so right now what you see in front of you is more or less the final version. So over here, I think this meets most of my criteria, except for I think the only thing that we are currently missing is time. If you give this tank another, I would say 3 to 6 months, it will be unrecognizable. And I'm really mostly referring to these SPS colonies over here. But overall, I think this tank right now has all the right facets of a beautiful mixed reef. It has good foundation, and what I want to do in today's video is just show you a few examples, and I'll show you a few thoughts that have gone into this process. So this is a 5-foot water box aquarium that I've had for now 4 years, and it served me very well. And if you go back, I document my journey from day one with this aquarium, so you can actually see what the tank looked like 4 years ago, and you know, my ups and downs. And I think what it currently looks like is pretty cool. I'm really excited about that. So first thing I want to point out, in any one of the tanks, the background I think is super important. And you can see that I actually have spent a fair bit of time cleaning up all the background. I had some Montes growing on the back wall. I had a few pieces where I haven't cleaned the glass. There was coralline algae. So I actually spent some time and went in and cleaned most of it. There's still a few little spots here and there, but mostly it's nice and black, and it kind of blends in. So you can actually see this nice contrast with of the corals with the background. Now, nowadays in a few reefs you see out there, people use this blue background. I really like that. Unfortunately, that's not an option, at least for me right now. At some point I might try something like this. I really like that look, but I am content with the black background as well. I think it looks pretty awesome, and really you then pay attention to what's in front of you. I also have complained a little bit in the past that a lot of aquariums out there that you see on the internet, on YouTube, on Instagram, they a lot of times there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to the coral placement other than, you know, the power and flow. But I think there is a very important aspect of coral placement is just the feeling that your whole tank will evoke. In my previous video, I had one person comment, and I think there was a pretty lively discussion on, you know, what's natural, and whether keeping more or less species from different parts of the ocean or even different oceans is considered natural. And obviously it's not. Like, this is not a biotome base or biota. Like, this is a living canvas. This is what I think of when I look at my tank. So I keep fish from different regions, and I do keep corals from different regions, and also from different depths and different requirements. But my goal is to strive the balance in here. So I want nothing that's super prominent, nothing that takes all the attention. And even what you see right now, this is, like I said, this is just a work in progress. There's still things that I see that could be improved. For example, these two colonies, this frog spawn in the back, as well as this gold hammer in the back, they are both quite large, and I think they could be a little bit smaller. By the way, if you're interested, there will be a huge announcement tomorrow in another video that I plan to release. So make sure to like and subscribe, and don't miss the tomorrow's one. This will be a huge announcement. I mean it. This is not just a clickbait. But let's come back to the aquascape. So I think the coral colonies have to be in proportion to the aquarium size. So if you see, so I have the background. The background is nice and black. It just kind of disappears. So really all your viewing is focused on the tank in front of you. And you then can see that primarily colonies are of somewhat similar size, which creates the sense of scale. And I think it's very important also that the fish are kind of in similar proportion. So the kind of fish that's currently sticking out is this, yeah, I'm talking about you, buddy, this Nassau tang. He is a little bit too big now for this tank. It's just a little bit out there, and you can see that he's, even in this 5-footer, it feels a little bit cramped to a certain degree. So he's healthy, he's doing well, but he could do probably better. So, and we'll talk about this. But the rest of the fish, they fit very nicely, and I like that with the fish selection. I have the yellow tang. I've got my favorite, absolute favorite fish, the blue, powder blue tang. And you know, I've got a couple of anthias. There's a few anthias. Some of them are currently hiding. This little guy, I think I got it from a friend of mine. He is probably 11 years old. I don't know what he's got on his fin. There's a little bit of a discoloration. So, and obviously this Tamini. So everything looks pretty cool, and I think we can benefit from maybe having a little bit more fish. But again, getting that balance. So you want that feeling of scale. I also think that you do miss out if you don't have an anemone in your tank, and this is what I have here. I have this little rock. It's got tons of anemones, and I've got a pair of clowns that constantly breed in there, and one day I really want to try to actually save the fry and try to rear them. So now the balance in here is, it's very important that, in my opinion, the tank just does not look the same if there's no sand. So the sand to me is of huge importance, and I know that a lot of SPS folks out there prefer tanks with no sand, and I know all the benefits of that, but I tried this and it just does not work. I want a tank with a sand. Now the trick with the sand is it has to be white, and even here right now it's not. I stir it up, but it's not, you know, it's as white as it could be. So this is again work in progress. I go in there, I stir it up once in a while. I just try to keep it as clean as possible, and maybe I need to introduce a couple of fish that will do it for me. So, or maybe these sand sifting starfish. So if you have, I've never kept a sand sifting starfish, so if you have your experience with this and you think that this is a good or bad idea, please let me know. I'm really appreciate your opinion on this. And you know, if we look from the side, like this is a beautiful view of you know, the corals, and you can see. So I have a place for all the torches. They're kind of on one island. I've got the Ophelia on the other island. So torches are the hottest thing out there right now, and I really like them. I think that they add a lot to the tank. I also like how torches are fairly close to the anemone, so there's a little bit of movement here. There's the SPS colonies in the middle. This is where the highest par is. I intend to change up the aquascape a little bit, so there's more acropora and just branching acropora that's growing up, and then the ones that are more tabling are going to be towards the front. So this way I can achieve a little bit more of that look of a reef kind of disappearing in the in the background. So that's yet another aspect of the aquascaping. And even here right now, like, I think I can do better with maybe the placement of items of corals on the sandbed. So you see, I've tried to open up as much sandbed as I could, but I've got a lot of large colonies that do take up a lot of space. And what I'm trying to do next, and you can see this even right now, is that you will not see accumulation of one color in one particular spot. So if we pick, for example, red, there's red over here, there's red over here, there's red over here, there's red over here. So it's kind of spread out. If you want green, same thing. There's green on the left, green in the middle, green in the back over there. Same with purple, same with orange. There's an orange piece here. That means that there's going to be another orange piece on the other side. So the goal is not to have one spot where multiple corals of the same color are going to go. Like, that is, I think, another thing that adds to the appeal of the balance. What else? So the corals, we're gonna have to wait until the colonies do grow up. Some of the colors can definitely be better. You can see that, you know, this guy is definitely starting to color up, which is great. But you know, there's still a lot of kind of brownish colors, and some of it has to do with just my quarantine process. I've done a lot of dipping, I've done a lot of moving, so it's going to take time for all of them to reach their prime. But this is the hobby for people that have patience, and sometimes it's going to take a while for you to get there. Now, another thing is there's lots of space for corals, for fish to swim, so they can swim in and out. For me, I think one of the most important visual aspects is seeing the fish swim in front of you and disappear in the background. Like, that just adds to the feel of the tank. And that's one of the reasons I do like to have as much front to back space as possible. This tank is 26 inches. I wish it would be even more. I want more of that feeling. And I have a lot more to work with then. And you know, the fish, they swim around. I think that I've made a bit of a mistake of just always feeding the fish in one corner. So you can see that they all kind of aggregate there. So maybe in 2024, one thing I'm going to be doing is trying to change things up a little bit. So have the fish fed in different parts, and this way they won't just kind of move around or congregate in the same location. So you want, again, the balance even in the fish movement. And you want the same with the anthias. You want the anthias to be grouping together and kind of creating that feeling. And then you really want to evoke that feeling of discovery with the little fish. You want to see this azure damselfish right over there, or I think I have a royal grammar in the back there that sometimes you can see. Oh, I think, no, you can no longer see it, but it was there this morning. And just kind of finding that balance for the fish, I think, is very, very important. So the key word to all of this is balance. You want balance. You want to draw people's attention to certain aspects of it. I think you want that open sand, and I think this is not final. I think this is work in progress. It's a living reef, it's a living canvas. Just every week, go back, observe, see what I can improve. Now, I'm curious what you think about this. If there's a few things that I can do better, if I'm missing something. I always listen to your feedback, and I always try to take it to the next level. But I'm pretty happy, I'm very happy with the results so far. And I think this is the best this tank has looked in a while. So really, really excited. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for big news tomorrow. Make sure to go to my Instagram channel as well. Follow me there. I'm trying to grow that. tell your friends, and definitely check out the latest stuff I've been doing with Aquatic Log. I think there's some really amazing new features. With that said, Happy New Year. Hope your tanks are doing great, and see you next time. Bye.